All right, we are live for our second session. Thank you all for joining us. I'm just going to send out a quick tweet, that I am live. So give me 1 second. Uno momento, por favor, as I get this done. Today we should be able to finish up the HTML and CSS portion of FreeCodeCamp. Hopefully with time to spare as well. Just give me 1 second. Okay, let's get a quick drink in. Okay, let's get started. What? The mic? Really? Let me verify this. That sounded a lot better. My quality control over here to my right. I think that's fine. As long as I look forward. Looks pretty good. But just to be safe, I will do that. Okay, so let's get started. So, as I said, we should be able to finish the HTML and CSS section of FreeCodeCamp. Let's see on this map where we're at. Collapse all challenges. Front-end development, HTML and CSS, and we are just about, I'd say, 80% through. So hopefully we can get our feet wet, I suppose, on this BootStrap idea. Responsive design with BootStrap. I really have no idea what to expect with that. I've never touched that. But looking forward to it. So let's get this HTML and CSS done. 3rd Gen Gaming Go, I would turn up your mic volume a bit. I need to be able to read that better. Give me 1 second. Sorry for the delay. Technical difficulties happening. There we go. All's good. I can read the chat much better now. Okay. Now let's start fresh and talk about CSS inheritance. Okay, I thought inheritance was more of an object-oriented idea. Never thought I would hear that. Every HTML page has a body element. Yep, we know. We can prove that the body element exists here by giving it a background color of black. We can do that by style, as we all have been doing it before. Background color. Black. Okay, that's nothing new. So where's the inheritance property? Okay, we've proven that every HTML has a body element. It can be styled with CSS. Remember, you can style your body elements just like any other HTML element. Yep. First, create an H1 element with the text "Hello World." Okay, H1. Oh, H1 element. My bad. So we go H1. Make sure we close it. Now, I think there was a... I keep doing this by accident, but it seems like H1 There was a way I was getting it to do the closing tag with it. If you guys know whether it's in the live stream right now or in the comments section of when this is uploaded as a video, let me know how you can quickly, while you're writing the initial startup tag, how you can like make it so it finishes, it automatically gives you the closing tag too. Oh well, I can't figure it out right now, so I just have to do it by hand. I have to write a note and look that up afterwards. So what are we doing? We're doing H1 element. Should have the text hello world. So I guess in a paragraph we can do that. Make sure we close the paragraph. We can write hello world. Okay. Give your body element. So all this should be inside a body. Okay. And let's highlight all this, tab it out, make it all look nice and pretty. And the body element color, okay, color green. Give your body element the property color, or color property of green. Body green. Why is that not working? Give your body element the color property of green. Give your body element font family. Okay, so we'll just skip to the font family part of mono space. There it goes. And your H1 element should inherit the font monospace. Okay, and your H1 element should... Okay, so why isn't it not green? That seems to be the current question. I mean, it's showing up as green. But it's not taking it as proper. I mean, I could always make a class that let me use another resource. When you get stuck, you use another resource, right? So I'm gonna look at my handy dandy learning web design book. Body colon, good. Background color. It's all solid. Definitely all solid. Very difficult sometimes to decipher what's actually the issue. You know I'm thinking hard when I'm silent. So basically it inherited the font family. It did not inherit, give your body element the color property of green. I wonder what happens if I get rid of this. Help me, please. What's it gonna give me when I ask for help? What?
chat more often. I'm trying to give ideas. Always peep over every once in a while.
I'm sorry. Okay. Could it be text color green, not background green? Let's read the instructions again. Remember, you can style your body element just like we can try text color. He's done it, boys. He's done it. Thank you, Third Gen Gaming. You have a better understanding of HTML, CSS than I do, apparently. And I'm the one recording this. Oh well. Well, I can attest that I blame dyslexia for that. Difficulty reading directions. But we got through it. We got through it. Thank you again, Third Gen Gaming. Wish I had a little soundboard or something that I can give you some clappers when you help me out. Prioritize one style over another. So we just dealt with inheritance. Now we're going to deal with basically the opposite, overriding. Sometimes your HTML elements will receive multiple styles that conflict with one another. For example, your H1 element can't both be green and pink at the same time. That'd be pretty cool though. Let's see what happens when we create a class that makes text pink, then apply it to an element. Will our class override the body element's color green? CSS property. Okay, well, create a class that makes text pink. Okay, pink text. Color pink. H1 class equals be. That's interesting. I never thought there would be classes and stuff in HTML and CSS. Well, classes work a little bit differently than you might expect in CSS and in C++ and Java and such. Classes in HTML, well actually it's classes in CSS more so. Basically what they do is they just set a standard or a template that you can just reuse over and over again. It's more like a method really that you can just stick in everywhere and it does all the stuff inside that class. So say I had in this pink text class, I could do background color black, let's see, green. I could do font family sans serif. I don't know how, well, I'll just do serif. I could do text align, center, left. I could do all these things and I'll have all that up here. I'll easily change it and I'll just do, well, we'll take it one step at a time. Okay, so now we're going to actually put the class in the H1. Pink text. And see, it did everything that was here. So say I had an H2 class and it also had pink text. And it said hello on H2. It does the exact same styling. So then, both of these have the same styling, right? So now we just need to change one of them. and it changes both at the same time. So it's more of a method in the case of traditional programming languages versus a class. But I mean, the idea of inheritance and such from a bigger point of view to, what's like if we had our body structure and then we had our headers and stuff, if the styling in the outer, it'll be inherited to the inner. Yeah, so basically you're just setting a template. That's all you got to do. That's pretty much what it is, and then things inherit that template. So I guess in a way it is similar to like Java and C++, but it still feels more like a method to me. But what really matters is, do you use it correctly? Okay, so now I got to go back and change all this stuff that I did. That was probably not necessary. H1 element, let's see, should have the class pink text, which I do, and your style should have with its color set to pink. With its color set to pink. Color pink. It is set to pink. Your style should have a pink text CSS class. Got that. With its color. Well, maybe it just wants the color. It doesn't want all this other junk. Yeah. Sometimes less is more in this. Okay. Our pink text class overrode our body. So classes have priority. We just proved that our classes will override the body and elements in CSS. So our next logical question is, what can we do to override our pink text class? Create an additional CSS class called blue text. I can do that. Getting some practice writing classes, blue text. And I'm sure the color is going to be blue before I even read on. Okay, make sure it's below the pink class. Okay. I mean, maybe it matters which one is first. Apply the blue text class to your H1 element. So we'll go blue. And let's see which one wins. Oh, okay. So it wants both of them. Pink text. Okay. I gotta backtrack here a little bit. And blue text. Your H1 element should have the class pink text and blue text. Not sure how to add two classes at the same time. I'm going to have to Google that for a second. Classes to one tag in HTML CSS. Okay. so what we got to do is h1 class equals, that's what it is. I remember when we did this before. The issue was you can only do quotes around the whole thing. You don't separate the classes, which is kind of weird. A space is enough for it to know that it's two different classes, and it looks for the end of the class list by the last set of quotes. Good to know. And if you're watching in the chat, leave a like button. Click the like button, please. You know, I appreciate it. Helps out a lot. Get some more action on this channel. It can help other people, and other people can help me, because as you sure can tell, I need it. So we just proved that browsers read CSS from top to bottom. I didn't actually see who won that. I'm gonna have to go back. Was it pink or blue that won? It looks like blue won. So it made it pink, and then it made it blue right after. Submit and go to my next challenge, please. So we just proved that browsers read from top to bottom. Yes, this means that in the event of a conflict, the browser will use whichever CSS declaration came last. But we're not done yet. There are other ways that you can override CSS. Do you remember ID attributes? Yeah, I do. Let's override your pink text and blue text classes and make your h1 element orange by giving the h1 element an ID and then styling that ID. Okay. Give her h1 element the ID attribute of, okay. So I'll do that. So it was ID equals orange text. Okay. Leave the blue and pink classes. Yep. Okay. Create CSS. Okay. Then we just need to go up here and do hashtag orange text, not like classes, and make color orange. It looks like the ID has priority over everything. But I want to see is what happens if I put orange text first, like before the classes. It still is orange. So ID has definitely the highest priority over everything. Override the class declarations regardless of where they are declared in your style element CSS. There are other ways that you can override CSS. Do you remember inline styles? That was like bold and such, I believe. Use an inline style to try and make our h1 element white. Remember, inline styles look like this. Oh yes, yes. When instead of declaring it in the style, we did it right here. I'm gonna get some more breathing room here. Okay, so what do we want? Leave the blue text and the pink classes on your h1 element. Okay, blue text pink class. I think it wants me to get rid of the ID. Oh, no, it wants me to keep it. Give your h1 element the inline style of color white. White. I'll do that all the way over here. Style equals color white. Now, I'm thinking that this is going to have, yeah, it's going to have priority over everything, because why else would you have written that you want this specific tag to be white? unless you really wanted it to be white. You know, it doesn't make sense for you to have all these IDs and classes and stuff if you wanted the specific tag to be white. Okay, so let's move on. We're doing decent so far. Almost a half hour in. Nothing but net. Okay, how much more we got left in HTML and CSS? Probably not many. Another 6 or so. Looks like this is the last one. Then we just get into red, green, blue. We just proved that inline styles will override all the CSS declarations in your style element. But wait, there is one last way to override CSS. This is the most powerful method of all, but before we do it, let's talk about why you'd ever want to override CSS. In many situations, you'll use CSS libraries. These may accidentally override your own CSS. So when you absolutely need to be sure that an element has a specific CSS, you can use important. When you absolutely need to be sure that an element has specific CSS. Let's go all the way back to our pink text class declaration. Remember that our pink text class was overridden by subsequent class declarations, ID declarations, and inline styles. Let's add the keyword important to your pink text element color decoration to be 100% sure that your H1 element will be pink. Ah, okay. Color, red, whatever, pink, importante. And this, so basically important is the ultimate override method, you could say, to make sure you get what you want. No matter how many other people try to change it, it'll always go to whatever says important. Now what I'm curious is, what if you put important on a couple things? For instance, you put important on pink text and you also put important on blue text. Both are inside here, but then it just goes in line. It says make this happen, make this happen. So it's always going to do this latter. Okay. Looks good. Now we get into RGB values, or hexadecimal. Okay. So I already understand hexadecimal here, so I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom, replace the word black in our body elements with its hex code representation. So hashtag 123 123 black. Beautiful. Okay. Replace the color words in our style. Okay, so black we know was hashtag 123 123, all the zeros. Green text is 00FF00. And this is because the talk, Jacob. Hex values go by twos, so these first two represents the red, how much red is in the color. The second two, the middle two represent how much green is in it, and the latter two is how much blue is in it. So if you mix all the colors together, you get black. Oh, okay, so red. I'm assuming this needs to be red, not black. FF 123 12. There we go. 00FF, blue text, RGB, so it'd be 1212 FF. I forgot the hash symbol. Okay, and now we want orange. So red, green, blue. Orange would be kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like halfway between 3-4 colors. It's like 1.5 of one color. It's probably a really bad way to explain it, but it actually gives you the code right here. I didn't even notice that. FFA500. And I'm red, I'm green, I'm Dodger blue, I'm orange. So what does it want me to change? Give your H1 element with the text I'm Dodger blue. That's this one. The color Dodger blue. Did I mess up the color? Oh, it wants that specific blue. Okay. It doesn't want just blue, it wants Dodger blue. Beautiful. Ludicrous speed. Let's go. It's pretty cool how it gives you a pep talk after each one. You already feel like you've done the greatest thing in the world just by coding. Like when you figure out a problem in your code, oh, it's the best feeling ever. But then again, the downside is when you're really struggling with your code and you don't know what to do and you just look there in agony. It's the worst feeling ever. It's a roller coaster ride. Coding is a battle of your emotions. Let's be real. That's what it is. It's battling your emotions. Many people feel overwhelmed by the possibilities of more than 16 million colors, and it's difficult to remember the hex code. Fortunately, you can shorten it. For example, red's hex code is okay. 22, yeah. Give your H1 the color red. Fuchsia. Oh, it gives it to you again. Man, they're just too helpful. Cyan. And green. RGB. Red. Oh, what's F? What's wrong with this fuchsia? F0. Where'd that 0 come from? Beautiful. Another way you can represent colors in CSS is by using RGB values. It's just a different format. It's the same thing as the hex code, except you're using between 0 and 255. 256 bits is 256 values is 2 hex values, so it's the exact same thing as we were doing before. Let's replace our hex code. Okay. So it wants probably RGB. That would be 255 0 0. Oh, what color does it want? Oh, black. 255. Made it nice yellow. And oh, it's reverse. So it wants 0 0 0. Oh, interesting. I prefer the hex value better. Okay, some more copy paste. Copy pasta. We got nice sienna color. It's a nice name. Make sure I actually highlight it correctly. Orchid. That's like a purple color, I think. Like a light purple pink. I've missed it that. Okay, I just didn't copy it properly. There we go. Nice purpley pink. And red. Okay. What is this? Oh, did we finish it? Okay, well, I'm not going to do this right now. So I'm just going to skip over these. Because it's setting up an account and stuff. So I'll do that on my own time. Not really something you guys need to look at or watch. Oh, these guys look so happy coding together. Wait, what did that say? You can code together with other campers in your city by joining a local FreeCodeCamp study group. Find your local study group and click it. This will take you to its Facebook page. Join group. Okay, yep, got that. I'm trying to make my own study group here on YouTube. FreeCodeCamp is a small nonprofit. Yep. Well, maybe if I had some monthly income coming from YouTube, I would donate. But being that I don't quite yet, I'm going to have to click pause on that. Okay, LinkedIn. As I said, I'll do all these later. Skimming through all of them. And now we go to our map. What does it have here? We have completed the first 2 portions. That deserves a good stretch. Okay. Now we have a lot more code on our page than we just did. So now we're going into responsive design with BootStrap. I'm going to do a quick Google search on what BootStrap is. And just to, what is BootStrap HTML CSS? Okay, so according to Stack Overflow, it is a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code designed to help build user interface components. BootStrap was also programmed to support both HTML5 and CSS3. It is called Front-End Framework. BootStrap is a free collection of tools for creating a website and web applications. Cool, so now I have a rough idea of kind of what to expect here and there. Okay, close that. Okay, so let's go on to this. Change positions. I can get rid of this book. Okay. Use responsive design with bootstrapped fluid containers. In the HTML5 and CSS section of FreeCodeCamp, we built a cat photo app. I remember. I can get rid of this. Bootstrap will figure out how wide your screen is and respond by resizing your HTML elements, hence the name responsive design. Oh, cool. Okay, so if I had a bigger screen, that Bootstrap is what makes it expand, to fit your screen. With a responsive design, there is no need to design a mobile version of your website. It'll look good on devices with screens of any width. You can add Bootstrap to any app by adding the following code to the top of your HTML. So I'll just grab this, put it up here. So rel, we have not come across that. We've used href as we did right here, but rel, oh, style sheet, okay. Maybe it just takes that portion of the page. Okay, so with a responsive design, there's no, okay, you can add Bootstrap. In this case, we've already added it for you to this page behind the scenes. Well, I guess I'll take that off. To get started, we should nest all of our HTML in a div element with the class container fluid. So it wants div class equals container fluid. Okay. And we got to end the tag. And we go down here and close the divide. And that should be it. You know what? Maybe I just thought of it. HTML. still stuck on trying to figure out how to automatically make that second tag, but it's not working still. First, add a new image below the existing one. Okay, let's find that first image. Probably near the top. Here's an image. Below the existing one. And set its source. Okay, so we got anchor href equals a image class. Wait, source equals, what do I want? https://bit lyfcc running cats. Set its source attribute. Source attribute is that. I'm actually going to copy it just to make sure that I got it right. Yeah, I know I copied the period as well. I can always just delete it. Not sure what this hashtag did. Oh, yeah, that means if you don't know where it's going to be at, hashtag. Hashtag quotes. End start. Better. Your new image should be below your old one and have the class image response. Okay. Class equals image responsive. Beautiful. Now that we're using BootStrap, we can center our heading element to make it look better. All we need to do is add the class text center to our h2 element. Text center. So it's not up here in the style. I guess all of these are in BootStrap, which, as I said, they linked behind the scenes. So you just have to memorize these. If we went to our h2 element, all we gotta do is space, text, center. Okay. BootStrap has its own styles for buttons, which look much better than the plain HTML ones. Create a new button below the large kitten photo. So that'd be this one. So we need a button here. And I'm going to scroll this down, kind of cheat a little bit. So we have a form that we need to start, and we need to end the form. And inside this form, we're going to have a label button. Where is the button type equals? Does it want any words on it? Oh, like. Where is this button? I want the button to appear here. And maybe I don't need this form. See what happens if I take it out. doesn't seem like much happened. Button type equals that, like button. Oh, cool. What if I get rid of this? Okay, so oop. No, come back. Aw, man. Gotta type it all up again. So, we got button type equals like button. Should have the class, okay. Button class equals btn. All these kitty cat photos on this app. How nice. Grab a sip. Staying persistent. 45 minutes in. Normally your button elements with a class of btn are only as wide as the text that they contain. The button will be as wide as the word button. Okay, so what if you want a really wide button, but it's only like 2 letters? Okay. By making them block elements with the additional class of button block, your button will stretch to fill the page's entire horizontal space. I don't know if that'll look good though. Yeah, I don't like... I guess that's okay. But I don't know if it's... Oh, I like this better. I don't like all the space here. So all it wants me to do is add the btn block to this button. Let's see, where is it? Space btn block. And there you go. Over here, it's made the whole thing. So is there like a list of BootStrap classes? Taste the BootStrap button. Color rainbow. Whoever's watching, thank you for tuning in. Even if you're watching this on YouTube after it's uploaded, I definitely appreciate the support, the view. Please hit the like button if you're enjoying this video. If not, don't necessarily hit the dislike button, but tell me in the comment section below what I could do to make it better. And I'd appreciate that. Okay, so the button primary class is the main color you'll use in your app. It is useful for highlighting actions you want your users to take. Add BootStrap's button primary class to your button. Okay, btn primary. My button is right around here somewhere. Somewhere over here. Just blind right now. There it is. See that is too scrunched up for me. There you go. Button, button block, and now button primary. Ooh, nice blue. BootStrap comes with several predefined colors for buttons. The button info class is used to call attention to optional actions that the user can take. Create new block level BootStrap buttons below your like button with the text info, and add BootStrap's info and button block classes to it. Okay. So my button is right here. Already got quite a few, but it wants these two. I already have button block in it. Okay, so it wants a second button with similar classes, btn, btn info, and btn block. It wants the name info and end the button. And let's see what happened. There we go. Just like the other one. So how far are we at? Ooh, we're up to 75 challenges completed. Looks good, looks good. Let's see how far we got. Not sure if this is 5 hours worth. It's looking more like 2. I'm excited for this jQuery. I've heard a lot about it. So hopefully we can get pretty close to maybe all of this done today. If not in this session, the 6 p.m. session tonight, we'll definitely cover it. Probably, most likely again into jQuery. It's exciting. Okay, BootStrap comes with several predefined colors for buttons. The button danger class is the button color you'll use to notify that button performs a destructive action, such as deleting a cat photo. Oh no, I would never want to delete the cat photo. Whatever would I do? Ha. I'm allergic to cats. I have no problem deleting a cat photo. Moving on. Create a button with the text delete and give it the class button danger. Button class button danger. Oh wait, I just did that. I figured it out, boys. You click tab. Cool. Okay. Button danger. Close. Delete. And end the button. Let's see what this does. Delete. So then if I did button block on this, it would make it the whole width. Oh. Blocker. There. Yeah, made it the whole danger. Oh. There we go. Will it accept that? Oh, it wants the button too. Beautiful. Flawless victory. BootStrap uses a responsive grid system, which makes it easy to put elements into rows and specify each element's relative width. Most of BootStrap's classes can be applied to a div element. Here's a diagram of how BootStrap's 12-column grid layout works. Is this picture that I can make bigger? Column mid. Okay. Place grid columns in any dot row. Okay, I'm having a little trouble understanding that. BootStrap uses a responsive grid system which makes it easy to put elements into rows and to specify each element's relative width. Okay, so you give it a row and then you give it a width. It can be applied to a div element. Okay. So this is width 8, width 4, width 6, width 1. Okay. Use a single set of dot column dash MD. Okay. Okay. In the cat photo app that we're building, we'll use call.x-xs XS means extra small, like extra small mobile phone screen, and star is the number of columns specifying how many columns wide the element should be. Put the like, info, and delete buttons side by side by nesting all three of them within one div class row element, and then each of them within a div class column row. Okay. Save some time. All three of these buttons. So to start off, I'm going to kind of separate them and do slash. Delete. Okay, so that put them all into one div. And then all of them should have div class equals call dash x s dash 4. So I will copy this. Oops. Copy this, and I'll paste it 4 times. Oops, I don't want to save that. There. Each of your BootStrap buttons should be nested within its own div element. Oh, I see what it wants. I see. So what I'll do div, I want div this. Tab. Haha, it did it. Oops. High intensity focus here, people. So, okay, and then we grab these, tab. Button div class equals row. I'm gonna do it one more time. It's getting a little convoluted here. But I'm pretty sure that's what they want. I've got to organize this a little bit for my sanity. Okay, so this is the start of this. And this is the end of the last one. Okay. I'm going to bring these over just so I can see them better. You know, I'm just going to go all the way. Okay. Div class row. This lines up with this. Start div, end div. Start div, start div. Okay. Oh, I didn't write the div with class column XS4. Call XS4, column XS4. Div class equals XS4. Beautiful. And I made the like, was it like info delete? Wonder how they organized it. See, that looks way better than mine. How come mine doesn't look like that? Okay, we've been at it for 1 hour. I'm going to take a 1 or 2 minute break, so be right back. Oh. Break.
All done?
No. Still going. Okay, I'm back. Let's, you guys ready for the final hour? Not of the day, of course, but let's just grind it out. You know, we're learning as if you were learning in a math class, doing that last calculus problem. Just gotta grind it out. So let's see what we're gonna be looking at. Let's look at the map. Ditch custom CSS for boot. Okay, ditch, does that mean like leave custom? Or does that mean like a type of custom? Like ditch is the kind of custom CSS for BootStrap? I'm not sure. Okay, use span, custom headings, font awesome, style radio, but okay. Should be able to get decently far in this. Looks fun. Okay, we can clean up our code and make our cat photo app look more conventional by using BootStrap's built-in style instead of custom styles we created earlier. Don't worry, there will be plenty of time to customize our CSS later. Delete the .red text, P in smaller image, styles. Okay, so it's a delete red, delete P, and delete smaller image. Clean up some of these. I want to add some of those. Okay. So the only declarations left in your style are H2, thick green border. Awesome. Then delete the P element that contains a dead link. P element, dead link. Okay. Then remove red text class from your H2 element. Place with the text primary. H2, red text class. Get rid of that. We're inputting text primary. Finally, remove the smaller image class from your first image. Okay, smaller image, that's right here. Image responsive. Ooh, so it went down. Okay. You can use spans to create inline elements. Remember when we used the button block class to make the button fill the entire row? This image illustrates the difference between inline elements and block level. Inline, block level. Okay, so it fills the whole block. Okay. By using span element, we can put several elements together and even style differently parts of the same element differently. Nest the word love in your things cat love elements below with the span element. Then give the span the class text danger to make the text red. Okay. So we're going to the love. Stuff cats love. Okay, right here. So where we're looking at. So we're going to put it in a paragraph. Oh, here you got a paragraph. Things cat love. And we're going to go span class equals text danger. Oops. Close that. Love span. Okay, so let's go over that one more time and see what it did. So it made it love. So basically what we did was span class. Let's can me go back. So this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like after. So all it did, it made it love color. Or danger color, rather. But just did it on that. I don't know. I guess I can't really see much use in this one besides just transforming a tiny bit of text. Put several elements together. Okay, so which elements do we put together? I guess text danger. That class has tons of stuff together. Okay. Moving on. I suppose we'll try to aim for 100 here by the end of the day. We'll make a simple heading for a cat photo app by putting the title and relaxing cat image in the same row. I can't tell which is... Oh, relaxing cat photo. Is this one the relaxing one, or is this one the relaxing one? Maybe that one? I don't know. So basically, I think it wants this to go to the side, and this to be right there. Remember, BootStrap uses a responsive grid system, which makes it easy to put elements into rows, specify each element's relative width. Most of BootStrap's classes can be applied to a div element. Here a diagram of how BootStrap's 12-column grid layout works. Already did that. Okay. Nest your first image in your H2. First image and your H2. Okay, we're going to kind of separate this a bit. We're going to go div. Class equals row. We're going to end the div. And then this one's also going to be in a div. Div class equals call dash xs dash 8. We're going to have to end the div here. I'll just end the div right here, right now. And we got to put this in a div as well. But this one is only going to be 4. And there it goes, right up there. So BootStrap is really just a different way to, like a different framework or collection of styles, pre-made styles that you can just copy paste and use at your leisure. Font Awesome is a convenient library of icons. These icons are vector graphics stored in SVG format. These icons are treated just like fonts. Size using pixels. Okay. Okay, they've already added it to the page behind the scenes. The I element was originally used to make other elements italic, now is commonly used for icons. You can add the Font Awesome classes to the I element to turn it into the icon. Thumbs up icon to your like button by giving it an I element. Okay. Where's that like button at? It was somewhere over here. Button, info, primary, like, right here. So how do we actually do it though? I class. You add the font awesome classes to the I element. So I want it right here. A little bit confused. Just a little bit confused. No, I'm going to take a moment here. You guys can't really see what I'm looking at. So I'm going to have to try. I guess I'll do that another time. I'll do that another time. I was going to try to move my webcam to maybe around here. Seems to be more space there for it. But I'll do that another time. I'm just not seeing how they do it. Add an I element. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. I'm just going to do it up here. Thumbs up. So again, I class equals. Did I really make that mistake? Well, that was a pretty. Well, that's what we're learning. We are learning. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that inside right here. There it goes. So I can get rid of this. It has an extra space here. Yeah. We got it. Took a little bit of perseverance. Font Awesome is a convenient library of icons. Use Font Awesome to add info circle icon to your info button and a trash icon to your delete button. Okay, so let's go to the delete button right here. We're going to add I class equals fa trash and the I element. info. So we're going to add an I class equals fa info circle I/I. Beautiful. Makes sense. So they're just like little pictures, icons. You can use BootStrap's column XS classes on form elements too. This way our radio buttons will be evenly spread across the page, regardless of how wide the screen resolution is. Nest all of your radio buttons within a div class row. Okay. My radio buttons. /div. No, I want you to go back here. Okay. And then these ones will individually have div class equals call xs-6. I'm going to copy that. I don't want to really write it twice. Just up here. Oops. We want to end the div here. And we'll do another div. Beautiful. There. Nest each one radio buttons inside its own div class. Call. Didn't I just do that? So div class, yep. Closed. Oh, I forgot the S. So now you can see it side by side, separated evenly. Making progress, making progress. On our way to 100. I wonder if it's going to give me a star or something. Or a achievement. Use bootstraps. You guys can read that. So it wants me to do the same thing with the checkboxes. But there's 3 of them, so they want me to do 4. Okay. Oops. Whoa. Reset. Okay, checkboxes. There. Okay, so we're going to make a div here. We're going to end the div. Okay. A new div. And the div. Once again. And one more time. A bit repetitive. Okay, so they are all inside a div with class equals row. And then these ones are equals class equals call xs-4. And I can copy that. One more time. Let's see what it did. good. You can add the Fa paper plane font awesome icon by adding iClass Fa paper plane. Okay. Give the submit button in your form the classes. Okay, find the submit button. Right here at the bottom. So we want the button to have sorry, having a bit of a brain fart right there. Type, submit. It's not clicking right here though. There it goes. Submit I class equals Fa paper plane. Give the submit button in your form the classes button primary. Okay, button class equals btn primary. Give the text input in your form. Not sure what that means. Text input in your form. The class. Give the text input in your form the class form control. Now to look at this for a moment. I think what it wants is this. No. Let me just remove this for a second. perhaps it wants this. I class equals form. Anyone in the chat got an idea? Fa paper plane. Oh, you know what? I think it just hit me. So you have input. So this is the button, right? And you have these properties, class, type, and it wants another one. Input equals I input 1. It would have been give the text input. Give the text input in your form. In my form. So this is the end of the form. Where does the form start? Up here.
Line 50.
Yeah. Here. Div class. No, it's not this. It'd be this one. class, though. You can't add a class right there. That's the thing. I mean, unless it wanted... you can't do a class right there.
Give the text input. What about the actual physical word input you have here, applying the class form control to it?
Give me a line number.
So I see input on line 54, I see input on line 57, 62, 65, and 68. 71 as well. Can you apply a class to those inputs?
No. It's like this. Type here. Submit. It's like you can't put a class there. Give the text input in your form.
What about 71?
This whole thing is my form.
71 you have input type equals text. What if it's supposed to be form control there instead?
It's supposed to be the class form control.
Yeah.
Can't do that. It's not gonna work. Classes go like right after the starting tags. So it'd be like input class equals form control. What? Well, that was not expected. Let's go back and try to input. So why did it want this one? What did it do? Is this before it was just...
What does your form control class do?
Go back. It's me trying to figure out... Well, okay. Well, now I just broke it. Whatever. Give your form's text input field a class of form control. That's all it said.
You're just naming it, so you don't actually know what form control does?
It's a class. It has its own stuff, but it didn't change anything.
Yeah, but where's all that stuff located? It should be located somewhere in the code, right?
In a website. Basically, this website is linked to another website and just grabs all that stuff.
Oh, it's grabbing it from another website?
Another source, yeah.
Okay,
Which
so
it never
you don't
tells
actually
us.
know what form control does.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I wish they would at least give us
So
the link.
You're
but
applying form control to... what was it? Input type text placeholder cat photo URL required.
Okay. It's done. Moving on. I know exactly what that does. I could do it 3 times over if they'd ask me again. No. Oh, did it not accept it? It wants me to do it again. Okay. Type instead of type. We do class. Oops, button. Input class equals form control. Gotta have more cowbell. Now let's get your form input and your submission. Thanks for 3rd Gen Gaming for that assistance. Surely needed it. Not sure if we'll hit 100 now after that bump in the road, but let's see how much farther we got in the BootStrap. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we got 14 left in Bootstrap. We've done about 20. And we'll see how we go. If not, we'll surely finish it in the evening session, starting 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Now let's get your form input and your submission button on the same line. We'll do the same way we've been doing it previously by using div with row and div elements within the... Okay. Yep. This is the last challenge we'll do for a cat photo app for now. We'll hope you've enjoyed learning Font Awesome, Bootstrap, and responsive design. Then what's all the other stuff? Okay. So it wants me to do these two, I believe. Form input and submission button. Input and submission button. Give some space. Div. Closing div. Okay. Div with the class equals row. And then this one being div class equals column xs-5. We end the div. We can end the div right now. And similarly, div class equals call xs-5 space. Whoa, that's not what I expected. Okay, what did I do wrong? Probably that. And that should be an equals. Nest your form text input with, okay, text input as a 7. Beautiful. I suppose we'll try to get to 90 by the end. Now let's build something from scratch to practice our HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap skills. Oh boy. Okay, we're doing all right on time. Just give a quick second here. Now let's build something from scratch to practice our... Okay, we'll build a jQuery background, which we'll soon put in our jQuery challenges. Start with create... Okay, with the text. Okay. So we got H3 element. We'll close it right away. Let's try this. Oh, cool. It worked. jQuery. Let's do proper. Playground. Color your H3 with the text. Color your H3 element with the text primary Bootstrap class. Okay, now this is where really memorization needs to occur. Color with the text primary. Class equals text primary. And center it with text center. Quotes. Quote. Tubular. Now let's make sure all the content on your page is mobile responsive. Nest your H3 with a div, starting div, ending div, class equals, container, fluid, make sure it's all one word, your div element should have the class container fluid. Well, it would help if you spell it right. I didn't do it. Okay, next we'll create a bootstrap row for our inline elements. Okay, so we'll make a new div, a new ending div. Below the H tag with a class of row. Okay. Now we have bootstrap row. Let's split into two columns. Div slash div. We can do this again. Okay, so, oh, what if I just did? There we go. Okay. So you don't even need to do the starting left angle bracket. If you just write div tab, it'll make both starting and ending, and you can just type in the middle. So that's a nice way to save a few seconds per tag. Okay. And in each one, we want to have a class that is column extra small 6. We'll do it again over here. Bootstrap has a class called well that can create a visual sense of depth for your columns. Nest one div element with the class well within each of your column, within each of them. I gotta read that one more time. Add a div element with the class well inside each of your, okay, elements with the class. So we got this one. I think it wants me to do well. Is that what it wants? Apparently not. It wants me to add a div element. Oh, I see what it's saying. Div class equals well. That's what it wants. Okay, so I did that. Nest both of your div elements with the class column 6 within your div element with the class row. They're definitely inside. Give my ears a break for a moment. Added div element. Okay, I did that. Oh. Well, that was pretty obvious. I never closed these. Now we're several div elements deep on each column of our row. This is as deep as we'll need to go. Now we can add our button elements. Nest 3 button elements within each of your well div elements. That'd be right here. Oh, they even gave me a nice little space for it. To do button element. it'll auto format that for me. BootStrap has another button class called button default. Add both button and button default. Class button and button default. So I'm going to highlight this, copy, paste, paste, 2 more times. Awesome. Not every class needs to have corresponding CSS. Sometimes we create classes just for the purpose of selecting these elements for more easily using jQuery. I wish we would have learned a little bit of jQuery before trying to set it up, but give each of your button elements the class target. Okay, target X space. Okay, adding classes. Bit of a sip. So it's pretty interesting. So basically what I'm doing is adding classes to these buttons. And as I said, classes were like methods. So basically all these things stack on top of each other. So BTN does something, BTN default does something, target does something totally different, each of them. So it gives these 3 things combined give a whole design that you can see on here. So if I got rid of one of them, you can see the difference between them. And if I got rid of this one, it changes the look of it completely. I mean, these are all still buttons that I can click, but it changes the look of them and the feel of them completely. Let's see how many more we got. I feel like I just did quite a few. We got 5 left. Okay, so we're going to tackle this. We're going to get it done. Even if we go past the 2 p.m. mark, we're going to finish this. So let's kick it into high gear now. Recall that in addition to class attributes, you can also have the class ID. Yep, IDs. Each ID must be unique. Let's give a unique ID to each of our div elements of class well. Okay. Div class well. Then we'd have ID equals whatever it would be. Same thing here. ID equals give your left well the ID of left well. Left well. Right well. Okay, that was pretty easy. For the sake of clarity, let's label both of our wells with their IDs. Okay, above your left well, this is my left well. Well being just this slot or section. Above your left well, inside its column, whatever. Right here. Add an H4 element. H4. With the text, okay, slash H4. And it'll have the text, where was it? Lost my spot. Hashtag left well. Paste. Okay. Not sure why they wanted the hashtag there. I'm sure we'll find out with jQuery. It's probably one of them. We'll also want to be able to use jQuery to target each button by its unique ID. Give each of your buttons a unique ID starting with target 1 and ending with target 6. Okay, so it wants ID equals target 1. I think they go in quotes. Yeah. So I'm gonna copy this, so I just have to change the numbers. It'd be easier if I use the mouse for this. I just, oops, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just a few more. Just like we labeled our wells, we want to label our buttons. Give each of your button and elements that corresponds with ID selector. Not quite sure what that sounds exactly like what I just did. Give each of your button elements text. Oh, text. I can go anywhere I want. I'll choose to do it at the end. I believe it was text equals target. Oh, the text target 1. Is it in quotes? I don't think it's in quotes. Text equals target. Wants the hashtag again. That's so weird. Oh, but this is going to be target 4. So I'll copy that. Paste. Paste. Of course, these are going to be 5 and 6. Doesn't look good, I know, but it doesn't have to. It's not legit. This might be the last one. When we start using jQuery, we'll modify HTML elements without needing to actually change them in HTML. Let's make sure that everyone knows that they shouldn't actually modify any of this code directly, or that you can start a comment with yada yada. Add a comment at the top of your HTML saying only change code above this line. Only change code above this line. Okay. So in HTML, you do a comment by this syntax and everything between these arrows. Well, is that it? That is it. If we go to our map, we can see that we have now done approximately 10 hours worth of work. Did not take 10 hours. I think they definitely overestimated the workload in these two. I mean, we did this whole thing, was it, in the last hour and a half, I believe. Let me check. Somewhere, yeah, about an hour and 20 minutes ago, we started the data visual, sorry, not data visualization. We're a long ways from that. The responsive design. So that was about an hour 20. This was about an hour 40. That's about 3 hours worth of work. And they advertised it as 10. Maybe it's just I've dealt with a little bit of HTML and CSS, but we are definitely moving along with the front-end development certification. We're getting close, very close now to the 50-hour mark of basic front-end development projects, which should be fun. 3 very large projects in there. that I'm really excited for. Basically, I can open up one. Basically, they just gave you a few things of what you got to do. Yeah, these projects are hard, yada yada. And basically, you put it up on CodePen. But when it's all said and done, all it does is give you the task, and you got to do it. It doesn't run through it at all. It's saying you know everything you need to know to do this. So have at it. So I'm excited for that. It'll really show me how good of a teacher FreeCodeCamp has been. It might also say that I'm just not a good learner, but we'll find out on that. So with that, I'll end the stream. We are 1 minute early. I didn't think we'd actually finish the BootStrap portion, but it's possible that 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. time slot tonight, we might get through all of jQuery, being that we have 2 hours together, and it says 3 hours, so it seems like everything's a little shorter than what it actually is advertised to be. So with that, I will see you all in approximately 4 hours. If you are watching the YouTube version of this, that's posted as a video, please hit the like button, especially if you've gone through the whole video and you listen through me go and silent for about 2 hours. Props to you. So please leave a like button, comment that if you got to the end. I'd be very interested to see how many people actually find my voice that soothing to listen to for 2 hours straight. So thanks again for watching.